Yo, what going on? It's your boy MarkydanTheHistorian. I'm here with my brother and co-host DubRightSide, and we are back for another episode of our weekly Friday news roundup. I want to say thank God for bringing us through another work week. I want to thank everybody that comes through. Please smash that like button as you come in. Help your boy out with that algorithm. Also hit that subscribe button. Salute to my Angie baby. She's in the chat. That's my little Dominicana honey. My little Taino baby. Salute to you, my future baby mama. Thank you for coming through. Smash that like button. All right, Dub.
You do say future baby mama?
Yeah, that's my future baby mama right there. I like them Dominicans. Dub right side. She make me platanos, mofongo, goddamn curry goat rice. She make me whatever I like. Dub right
What
side.
what is
Salute to Angie
mofongo?
baby.
What is mofongo?
It's like I don't know how to explain. It's like a corn paste, essentially. It's a little bit like fungi. You know what fungi is?
You said fungi?
Yeah, you know what fungi
You
is?
said fungi? No, I ain't
Yeah,
never had that either.
fungi, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's
Mm.
essentially it's like a
All right.
cornmeal
Well,
paste.
shout out to her.
They, yeah, shout out to Angie baby in the chat. My fellow island girl. She already know I'm an island boy. I love her. But anyways, moving on, dub right side. Uh, before I go
Marky,
into the
I
top,
think I
can you
think
hear
you got
me?
a tad bit of a delay. Yeah, I think you got a tad bit of a delay.
Damn, that's unfortunate. Let me refresh and come back in. Give me one sec.
Shout out to Angie, baby man, and shout out to Marky. All right, let's
How
try it
about now?
again.
Is it better?
Say something. Say something.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, we good.
All right, perfect. Give me one sec, Dub, right side. Okay, here we go. Before we get into the topics, Dub, I just want to start
She
by
said she's not Dominican.
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. She's lying. That's a joke me and her got back and forth. But anyways, Dub, we're trying to be serious. Trying to be
Uh,
serious.
let's go.
All
Let's
right.
go. My bad. My bad.
Yeah. Before I start, Dub, I want to start by sending my prayers and well wishes out to the people of Texas dealing with the floods. I'm somebody who has lived through natural disasters. Back in 2017, my senior year of high school, my island, St. Croix, was hit by two back-to-back Category 5 hurricanes, Hurricanes Irma and Maria. And even then, I was blessed because, relatively speaking, my house got through unscathed, which to this day I look at as a miracle because everyone else had their roofs blown off. When I stepped out of my house the day after Hurricane Maria, like when I tell you, it looked like a post-apocalyptic landscape. It looked like one of them like nuclear scenarios you see in the movie where the bomb drops and then everything is just gone. Like I'm talking about, like my island is beautiful. Like it's full of green. There were no leaves on the tree. On the trees. All the leaves were plucked off. Any buildings or structures that used galvanized, the roofs were gone. I remember waking up the next day, Dub. There was a boat in the baseball park. There was
What?
an actual, like, the water level rose so much that a boat was thrown from the harbor and managed to go float all the way to the baseball park.
Is the baseball court? Is it close to the harbor?
Yeah, it's relatively close. It
Okay.
is
Okay.
relatively close. Yeah, but still, that's
That's crazy.
astonishing.
No, that's
That's
crazy.
astonishing.
Yeah.
But like I said, I also yeah, all the structures had no roofs. Telephone poles were down. Like unless you had a generator, you cannot get power, internet or internet for over an entire year. But even then, with all that devastation, like I went through, and what I had to witness, we didn't have to deal with a death toll on anywhere the level of what's happening in Texas. As of this afternoon, according to the independent reporting, the death toll has exceeded 120 people, and they still have another 160 people missing. I just wanted to start with this because this past weekend, when I saw that news report about those 27 missing little girls and the camp counselors, like I'm telling, I prayed hard. And I mean that. Because when I saw those parents saying they don't know where their little girls are, like that shit really broke my heart. Like I got 2 sons, DubRightSide, and one of them is autistic. If I turn around and leave my son sitting somewhere in my house, and I turn back the next second and I can't find him, like I am not okay. Like I am one level below panic.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
And even when he's not staying at my house, I still need to know what's going on with him so that I can put my mind at ease. So to see those parents and then to hear the tragic news about the little girls and the counselors being found deceased, like it really made me emotional when I heard that. So once again, prayers and well wishes to the families. Dub, I just wanted to start on something we could all agree on. How are you doing, my brother? And what's your reaction to what's going on in Texas? Just briefly.
It's crazy, man. I'm living in Georgia. We get hurricanes. A lot of times they be done hit Florida, so some of the steam come off of it. So it's more of a tropical storm for us. But man, that's wild. The flooding. I mean, just the images that I've seen. How people, it's been a week almost now, and folks still not being able to be found. You know what I'm saying? It's just, man, it's a sad situation. It's a sad situation. You don't wish it upon anybody. And like you said, those natural disasters, man, especially when it comes to water. One thing about water mess everything up. Especially if it start to sit, man, it mess everything up. So, man, like I'm with you, man. Prayers out to all the families, everybody who's there. You know what I'm saying? And hey, man, well wishes. You know what I'm saying? Sad situation.
Most def. Everybody, please send your well wishes and prayers to those people out there in Texas. That's not a good situation at all to be in. But let's get into the first topic of the night. If you see the thumbnail, you already know what it is. Absolutely. Let's get into it. The first topic we're going to get into, the knee-deep state strikes again. Will we ever know the truth about what happened to Jeffrey Epstein and who was on his client list? The DOJ and FBI released a 2-page memo on Monday detailing findings from what it calls, quote, exhaustive review of investigative materials related to Jeffrey Epstein, unquote. The memo states 4 key points. Number 1, there is no Epstein client list. Number 2, it confirms Jeffrey Epstein committed self-unalivement. The DOJ would later release the 10-hour security camera footage of the view outside of the unit where they were holding him, which shows from the time of 10:40 p.m. on August 9th until 6:30 a.m. the next day that no one had entered the unit. Number 3, the review confirms that Epstein harmed over 1,000 victims and that they found over 10,000 images of children being taken advantage of, as well as 300 gigabytes worth of footage. And number 4, there will be no further charges against any uncharged third parties. Okay, before I hand it off to you, Dub, let me really go into this. Okay, so I know for you and for the people in the chat, I know we don't believe that pile of bullshit memo that they just put out. I find it extremely hard to believe that there's no Epstein list, considering the fact Pam Bondi got her narrow white ass on TV and said that the list is on my desk for review. That's a quote directly from her. And hold on, but before I go into it more, I'm gonna play, but so people don't say I'm lying. These were exact
DOJ
words.
may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
Okay, so after she said that, it got quiet. We didn't hear nothing. Well, excuse me, it didn't get quiet. Then they had what they called stage 1 of declassifying the Epstein files and putting out the list, which they just handed a bunch of MAGA influencer and creators a bunch of files with already public information. But the thing I find really interesting is 2 weeks ago, Elon Musk launched a nuke at Orange Boy Trump and said he is on the Epstein list. Now, 2 weeks later, all of a sudden, the DOJ and the FBI sped it up And now they come out with this report saying it's nothing to see here. Bullshit. But hey, let's move on to the next point. Then they said Jeffrey. Well, do you want to comment on that quickly, Dub?
Absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, look at my face and spit on me and tell me it's raining, damn it. Because for them to sit there and you just played, and we've heard this for a long time that there was a list. Hell, we done seen some of the names. Okay, hypothetically speaking, even though we know this is a lie, let's say there wasn't a said list. 300 gigabytes of information and tapes, right? That's what the report said was found, and I'm pretty sure there are people on that list. I mean, in that treasure trove with the information and videos, and nobody getting charged. Nobody. Keep going, Marky. This is ridiculous. Yeah, this is outrageous. This is outrageous. I'm gonna finish
out all 3 points, and then I'm gonna let you cook fully on this. Okay, because I got a couple more videos from some Trump staffers to play. Then they said the second point of the memo: Jeffrey Epstein unalived himself. I don't buy that bullshit either. Number one, before I even get into the camera footage itself, before I even get into the camera footage, the Bureau of Prisons, I believe this was in New York, they did not follow protocol when handling Jeffrey Epstein's body. They contaminated the crime scene and removed his body from the unit without taking any pictures, which is against policy. Then we go into this video footage. There is an entire minute missing from the security footage. From 11:58 to 11:59, it skips a whole minute. Okay, and this is Pam Bondi's her. Oh my God, this is her best explanation.
It's incredibly disturbing.
Excuse me, I don't have the her explanation video, but what I will say is I'm not going to show it, but it's just a pile of bull crap. Then we move on to point number 3, which Dub just touched on right there. They confirmed that Epstein harmed over 1,000 victims. Oh, hold on. Hey, salute to my OG Shelton Moore coming in the building. I'm gonna give you one. I'm gonna let you talk in 1 sec, Shelton. I'm just breaking down the information of what came out this past week. But salute to you.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, number 3, and Dub just touched on it for a second. They say they've confirmed that Epstein has harmed over 1,000 victims, and they found 10,000 images of child porn being and different images of children being taken advantage of, as well as 300 gigabytes worth of footage. Okay, so and then I'll combine it with the last point. And number 4 of the memo, there will be no further charges against any uncharged third parties. I don't know how the hell you make those two things fit. I don't understand that. You expect me to believe that Jeffrey Epstein harmed all 1,000 of these little girls by himself? You're full of crap. We have the pictures with Prince Andrew. We have the pictures of Bill Clinton getting massaged by one of the girls when she was 14 years old. We have Trump and Clinton and others on the flight logs from the Ghislaine Maxwell trial. How could you? And then I'm gonna play this last video from this Trump staffer. But how the hell could you say there's nobody else to charge? You really expect me to believe this guy who had an island all to himself, who was inviting heads of states, athletes, billionaires, all the top 1% of society? You're telling me he was by himself doing this stuff? I don't buy it. And let's hear, this is the assistant district attorney for the state of New Jersey. This was her when her and Pam Bondi were on their tour publicizing that they were going to release the list. This is what she had to say.
It is incredibly disturbing. We have flight logs, we have information, names that will come out.
Is it going to be shocking?
I don't see how it's not shocking that there were so many individuals that were hidden and kept secret and not been held accountable. Let's talk about the reverse. I believe in accountability. So you have to now go through your process. Now, I won't say they're guilty until they go through their time in court. But again, now it's time for accountability. We have seen for so many years, Pierce, in this country, many investigations, subpoenas, testimonies in Congress, et cetera, et cetera. But there's a general frustration with accountability. We take it halfway, we don't take it home. And I really believe that now with Cash and Pam, there will be accountability.
I mean, you ain't no better, bitch. What are you talking? And there she said it right there. She keeps saying they, which means she says multiple. She says they will be held accountable. She says we have flight logs. She says we have video footage and different evidence. Now all of a sudden, there's nobody else to charge. There's nobody else involved. I don't fucking buy it. Okay, and then lastly, I wasn't able to get the video ready in time. They put the question to Trump because there's another theory out there that Epstein might have been a foreign intelligence officer potentially for Israel, and he was inviting all these rich, affluent people to Epstein Island so that they could engage. Say that again.
The honeypot.
Yeah, exactly. So that they can engage in those activities and then hold it over their heads. Okay. Damn, what was I just about? Oh, yeah, they asked Trump directly about that. Donald Trump, he's not really a great question answerer, but this might have been his worst. He says, why are you still talking Jeff Epstein? Are you serious? You've been talking about Jeffrey Epstein for years. We got so many great successes, but also tragedies in Texas. This is the motherfucker that anytime he wants to strip rights from an immigrant, anytime he wants to strip rights from a gay or a trans person, the first thing he brings up is sexual assault and what they do and how different women have been harmed by these anecdotal incidents with these groups of people. That's the first card he likes to run. And then on top of the fact, they were the ones who brought it up. Nobody told Pam Bondi to take her narrow white ass on TV and say that bullshit. Nobody told this little so-and-so, Aliyah Haba, the district attorney for New Jersey, nobody told her narrow white ass to get on Piers Morgan and say that bullshit. It's like, and before I pass it to Dub, it's only three possibilities in my mind. Number one, Donald Trump is on the Epstein list and they're covering it up to protect him. Number two, there really isn't any Epstein list. He really did unalive himself, and they just used the Epstein case for political points, and now it's backfiring on them. Or number three, Donald Trump might not be in the Epstein list, and he's just holding it over other people's heads for leverage. I don't know what it is, but I'm not believing a word that comes out of these motherfuckers' mouths, particularly for this administration. I think the Clintons, I would even go to say Obama, Bush, Biden, Trump, all of them, I think in some way, shape, form, or fashion had a connection to covering up Epstein. I believe that 1,000%, and this just confirms that even more in my mind. But go ahead, Dub, and then I'll go to Shelton Moore.
You couldn't have said it any better. I couldn't have said it any better than what you just said. This is one of the most shocking things that can happen when it's been confirmed by Bondi, Cash Patel, all these folks that already came out and said that we have the information. We gotta redact it, protect the victims, and then we can release it to you. They come out, they release, they get these folders out that give us information that we already knew. And now all of a sudden, well, it ain't nothing to see here, folks. It ain't nothing to see. Everything is fine. Ain't nobody else gonna be charged. What was all? This is. I really don't have the words to explain how I feel about this. It's so disgusting. The quote unquote deep state. Well, all y'all are part of it. All y'all are a part of this thing. Everybody that's in office now, that's been in office for the last 20 years, everybody's a part of this. Where's the Congress? Do something. We should be having subpoenas, and folks need to come up there and lock somebody up. Somebody need to be in jail. This is ridiculous. You're lying to the people, and for you to do it so blatantly. Look at us. Oh, nothing to see here, folks. We lied to you. It's all good. Don't worry about it. It's all good. We just gonna keep going with whatever we're doing. All we I just ain't got no words for it. This is embarrassing. As a country, as a nation, the world should be embarrassed about this. And I mean, even the names that we already know of, it ain't like we ain't seen the flight list. So we already know. What's the brother name that the lawyer dude that went out, Dershowitz? He get up there. Oh, I went. I left my underwear on. What? What are we doing? This is ridiculous. Go ahead, I apologize.
Go ahead, OG.
You on mute, Uncle Shelton? You on mute?
I'm here.
This is disgraceful.
I'm listening to you guys. And what I come up with is this. Why are we surprised that in America, right, privileged white folk would get to have their way? Number one. Number two, blatantly lie to the American public. And there'd be no consequences. Why would that surprise you? It's been happening forever. The only thing that changes it now is that we have platforms like yours, Marky, and Dub, and other platforms, people who call it out. But you have to ask yourself a serious question. If I live in the United States, and I'm living under the system that was created, and everything is in my favor with the system that we have, why would I change it to help you?
This ain't changing the system. This is just calling out the corruption. It ain't changing nothing. But still, for that to be, I mean, at this point, and one of my favorite movies, what is it? The Hateful Eight. The Hateful Eight. That man said, "Hey, the difference between me and the mob coming in dragging your ass out, hanging you, is I do it. I don't have no problem with it. Well, we need an angry mob now. We need the mob to come out and start to do some of this stuff. We need.
You can try it. Hey, look, hey, and I'm with you. You can try it. Probably won't be successful.
They're gonna lock me up for doing it, but they gonna lock up the folks who come on, man.
They probably gonna figure out a way to deport your ass before they can get you in front of a judge to get you up out of here, so you can stop asking about Epstein. That's probably gonna be the next move. Because remember when Elon Musk came out with that, Trump and Steve Bannon immediately threatened to deport him. Immediately. And you haven't heard nothing about no defamation or libel lawsuits against Elon Musk. And Trump does not hesitate to sue people. And let me say to you, Sheldon Moore, I'm not surprised that specifically this administration is lying. Like they've been lying about a lot of shit since day one. Just one instance, the fucking the Signal Gate, the fucking text messages. They've been lying for months and on different topics. So this specific, and then when you talk about Epstein, I mean, Donald Trump at one point in time was his best friend. He's been on his jet. Like I'm not surprised. And I don't have the clip here, but last year on the campaign trail, they asked Donald Trump. They said, "Will you release the JFK files?" He said, "Yes," immediately. "Will you release the 9/11 files?" He said, "Yes," immediately. "Will you release the Jeffrey Epstein files?" Yeah. I don't know. Maybe not that so much, because there's a lot of fake stuff that could ruin people's lives. What? So
but you know what's so funny?
I'm not shocked even a little bit. I'm just trying to amplify it so that.
But you know what's funny about this whole conversation? You know what the funniest thing about this conversation is?
What?
Is that I'm talking to a guy who voted for the motherfucker.
That's me. I voted.
Come on, okay, man. Dub is a human being.
It's all good. Hey, it's fine. He ain't lying to you.
He ain't lying to you. And I tell everybody, I say this all the time. If you voted for the motherfucker, don't bitch now. You got exactly what you wanted.
Not at all. This is not exactly what I wanted. Not even to the.
It is what you wanted. It is what you wanted.
No, it's not.
You wanted Donald Trump. You got Donald Trump. You thought Donald Trump was going to be different. You thought Donald Trump was actually going to give a shit about the American people. That's what you thought.
I hope for it. I hoped it.
No, you thought it. That's why you cast your vote for the motherfucker. When I told you, he doesn't give a fuck about you, me, nobody who ain't rich. See, people got it twisted. Donald Trump is not a racist. He doesn't care what color you are. Donald Trump hates poor people.
He's an elitist.
Classist.
With racist tendencies. Probably got from his father, who was a staunch racist.
If you got money, you can be fucking purple. He don't care. But if you're poor, he doesn't like you. White, black, Oriental, it doesn't matter. If you're poor, he don't like you.
I don't know that time I heard Oriental.
Did you see all the foreigners that were at his crypto dinner? You had motherfuckers from Taiwan, China in the same room. You don't see that shit too often. Had motherfuckers from India, Africa, all these different crypto investors come into I was about to say the White House. They came to his country club where he was in his capacity as president. And all of those people are paying him directly through the World Liberty Financial blockchain, where they buy these World Liberty Financial tokens that are worth nothing. They're worth nothing. You can't sell them and get liquidity. You can't even pass them on to another. You're stuck with them. And what they explain to me is it's essentially them just doing a down payment. You just buy $45 million of worthless tokens, and then the 70% of that goes to Trump because he owns the World Liberty Financial blockchain. That motherfucker has gained over $50 billion, and I know we're going off of Epstein, but that motherfucker has gained $50 billion from January 20th. Like, he has enriched himself like on a level I ain't never seen nobody else do. Like,
what do you say he's selling? He's selling coins? Are they gold coins? What's he selling? Coins?
No. They're like they're crypto tokens. So
what's it called?
What's
it called again?
It's called World Liberty Financial Tokens. You know, that's where he's selling his meme coin on, because World Liberty Financial is a decentralized blockchain. It's different from the Bitcoin app or from the Coin Drop app, where they actually have regulations. They gotta follow shit. You actually have to post your ID and verify your identity and all that shit. You don't have to do none of that on a blockchain. It's just your username. That's it.
The stupid motherfuckers is giving him money.
These people is because they came to Trump's dinner, and we still
don't know. Stupid motherfuckers is giving him money, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, them pardons weren't for nothing.
Them pardons weren't
for nothing.
I ain't tripping. I ain't surprised. I don't even care, because I told motherfuckers not to vote for this dude, and they voted for this dude. So now you're getting exactly what you wanted. So you should be happy. You should be ecstatic.
You being harsh, Uncle Joe.
No, you should be ecstatic. You get exactly what you wanted.
But
this is what they wanted.
They should have expected when Jeffrey Epstein.
This is what they wanted. They wanted Donald Trump. They wanted Donald Trump. Donald Trump is being nothing but what he's always been, Donald Trump. He's not doing nothing different. He's not doing anything different. He's always been a piece of shit since the 70s. He's been a piece of shit now. What's the difference?
I mean, he's $50 billion richer. That's one of the differences.
It's not his fault that you're stupid. It's not his fault that you're an idiot. That's not his fault. I do not blame him for you being stupid.
I mean, but I agree, Sheldon Moore. We all have personal responsibility in our decisions, but Donald Trump is hands down one of the greatest salesmen I've ever seen. I might not like the motherfucker. I might think he's a scammer, but he is one of the best scammers I have ever seen in my entire goddamn life. And I got,
you know what he did? He tapped in. I'm gonna tell you what he did, bro. He tapped into a portion of America that felt that they were left out, that they were shit on, that they were looked over, and they were forgotten about. He tapped into poor white folk. Because I told you this a long time ago. We had this conversation years ago. And I was telling y'all, this is one thing you got to remember about white people, right? No matter how bad it gets for them, they can always say something to you that you have no rebuttal to.
What's that?
Y'all know what that is. You know what it is.
That a white? Is that what you gonna say? That a white?
They can always call you a nigga.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they can't always call me that. Like, hell no, they can't.
They can always do it. They can always do it.
Well, shit.
I don't give a fuck if he's a bum on the streets and he's saying a nigga.
They can always get the pockets ripped off their jeans. That shit can happen too.
Hey, look. Anything you say to another grown man, there's probably gonna be consequences. Some of them gonna be good, some of them gonna be bad. But he can still say it.
Hey, that shit funny because it's true.
He tapped into that, and them motherfuckers came out in droves. Motherfuckers you had never seen before. Ain't nobody heard of no Proud Boys. Ain't nobody heard of no goddamn Oath Keepers. Ain't nobody heard of that shit. But all of a sudden they come popping out the woodwork, didn't they?
I ain't never heard of
them motherfuckers. No, they've been making noise for a little minute. Like
nobody had heard of them motherfuckers. Nobody had heard anything from them motherfuckers until Trump got into office.
I ain't never heard of the Proud Boy before 2016.
Okay, before 2016.
You never heard of the Oath Keepers either. You never heard of the Oath Keepers either. You never heard of them.
I still don't know who those for. I don't even know who they are still.
They are essentially the government and the courts don't view them as but I view them as paramilitary groups. And some of these motherfuckers, like they've tried to set up assassinations of what's the governor of Michigan? I forget her name.
Gretchen.
Yeah, Gretchen, I think. Yeah,
Gretchen Whitmer.
Yeah, they tried to get her up out of there. She was going to drive over a bridge, and they were going to blow up the bridge. And they said that if in case she survived, they were going to walk up and machine gun the car. So no, like some of these people. And Dub, I don't believe that you're that type of Trump voter. I don't even think you're a Trump supporter. I think that you just genuinely thought he would be better than Kamala Harris. But some of the shit he brings out in people, like that shit on the Capitol, he really had people thinking that the election was stolen to the point that they thought that they had to form an armed resistance. That motherfucker is he's a scary level of scam artist. The way how he can get motherfuckers to believe shit. And this last election, I think Kamala Harris pretty like that clip of her saying that them asking her would she approve transgender surgeries for immigrants. I think that's the shit that won Trump the election. Because it combined into the two things he was running against. Number one, immigration, and number two, woke ideology. And he weaponized that and went to the white folks of America, and not even just the white folks. He got the Latinos too. He got 46% of the Latino men to vote for him, and 20% of black men.
You know what I'm about to say?
No, absolutely. So Trump is a special level of scam artist, man. But I don't think we should move off that Epstein topic just yet. What do you think about the speculation that Epstein might have been a foreign intelligence officer, specifically from Mossad, while Bibi Netanyahu is currently visiting the White House this week?
I thought that was all, Maxwell, I believe her dad, I could be wrong about it, but I believe her dad worked for Mossad.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So the connection there, I never understood how they even got connected in the first place, but then it all made sense. When I originally started looking into Epstein, one of the things that I looked at was, well, where did the man even get money from? Come out to some dude at not JC Penney that owned Victoria's Secret, I think. Was it Victoria's Secret? He owned something, but that was the original investor. And I'm like, what? how does this make sense? It just never made sense. What did the man ever do? What was his job? It never made sense to me. And so I thought that it was very possible that he was the honeypot man. That's why he was making all those different connections, having all those people come to the island, having the video cameras in New York and Miami, and he was the honeypot man. And so they were utilizing him to blackmail people, and that's the other part that still don't make sense. You're gonna admit that you have all this data, all these gigabytes of information and videos. You admit to that, but then you say we're not gonna charge anybody who owned the video. Is that what we're doing? It's Israel. Israel. Hey, one thing, and I've always said this: people say that the CIA is world class. Mossad kicked the CIA till every day and twice on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even from having Mossad agents planted in the United States and high-ranking officials, entourage, and without nobody knowing nothing about nothing. So I wouldn't doubt it whatsoever. I wouldn't doubt it one bit that's who he was working for. It wouldn't surprise me.
Just talking about Mossad for a second, I agree with you 1,000%. I think they are the best intelligence service in the entire world. That attack that they had against Hezbollah last year, where they managed
the cell phones and people's and stuff.
Yeah, that's some James Bond type of shit. Like bro,
are you blow up at the same time?
Yes, and killed 5,000 of their operatives in literally the push of a button. That takes an unbelievable amount of time, an unbelievable amount of intelligence and planning.
Yeah,
like bro, no. So and then to go to Epstein, I definitely believe, I can't say I definitely believe, but it is a strong possibility in my mind that he was a Mossad operative, or at some point Mossad might have got something over his head, and now he becomes an asset. And Ghislaine Maxwell, I don't know if she was his. I think she was one of his handlers. I think she was one of his handlers. I think what's the name of the guy? Robert Maxwell, who I think you were just talking about him.
Name Maxwell.
Yeah. I think he could have been a handler because the court documents that were unsealed about him, the British police and MI6 had strong suspicion. They couldn't actually prove it. They had strong suspicion though that he was a Mossad operative. And Jeffrey Epstein he just so happens to be the one who bankrolls Jeffrey Epstein and gets him to billionaire status
out of nowhere. But it happens out of nowhere.
Exactly. And then Epstein, he doesn't actually own businesses.
He's
a financier.
I don't even know what that means.
He handles rich people's money.
Oh, okay.
No. This whole thing is spoopy around him. Epstein, I have no doubt in my mind, he did not unalive himself. I don't think we're going to ever know the truth about what fully happened. I think Donald Trump was involved. I think Kash Patel, Pam Bondi, the entire DOJ. You see the title you see the thumbnail. These people are not the deep state. They went the whole election talking about the deep state. These folks are the knee-deep state. These motherfuckers are more dirty than I done ever seen.
I was just about to ask you, what's worse, the deep state or the knee-deep state? They both, and who controls these? Who controls these?
They both deep. I know that shit. They both in deep. I know that.
Man, this is crazy. We never gonna get to, man, I don't know.
It's like the shit we was talking about with Antarctica yesterday.
Right. Exactly.
Epstein is Antarctica, man. That shit crazy.
It's so deep. And I remember he had a case when this was 2011, I think, in Miami, where they actually took him to court, all this for sex offense and all this other kind of stuff. And some type of way, the man punishment was I guess he was in a work release program, I guess. And so he only spent nights at the jail supposedly, but the rest of the time he was able to spend And he even then he only got like 10 months or something. And so during the day he was out and about. And then at night I guess he checked in. I don't know how it worked out. They tried to interview one of the people who was a part of that, or one of the detectives, and the detective was like, "Man, my boss came to me and told me to let that. He told me to let it go. don't talk about it no more." And I'm like, "Man, this is like a movie. This is literally like a movie."
No, like that.
You wouldn't believe that this stuff is real.
No, like the prosecutor you're talking about, his name was Alex Acosta. He was a DA for the state's attorney for Florida. And hold on, let me let Sheldon more up.
Well, you got a better memory than I do.
Yeah, no, I've been doing a lot of research the past week to be ready for this video, and I already know most of the base stuff. But Alex Acosta, the crazy thing is Trump, or I called you Trump, my bad. Shit, my bad. The crazy thing though, Dub, Trump. No, I love you. I wouldn't never view you as an orange maniac. I would never do that to you, or an orange fascist like him.
He's an orange supporter.
Here we go. Here we go. You make one bad decision in life, it get held against you. It get held against you for the rest of your life. Hey. And I love.
You're an orange juice supporter. You are. You're a supporter of orange.
One mistake. You'll never live it down. One mistake, man.
Oh man.
The reason you won't live it down because we told you not to do it. That's why.
Hey, I'm grown like you are. I live with my mistakes.
Live with it. Embrace it. Love it.
Oh man, Sheldon Moore, you brutal.
Hey, you in Warner Robins, right?
Warner Robins, Georgia.
Yeah, you ain't got no Mexican friends out there?
No, I ain't got no. No, not really.
Okay, I was gonna say if you did, you better tell them to stay in the house.
Hey, boy, they look. Okay. They had a crackdown in Albany. In Albany, not too long ago. Wow.
Went and got their ass, didn't they? Went and got them.
They got a lot of folks too.
No, I saw they ran up to these folks on this farm, and all these bean picking women and old ladies were just running for their lives. Like, that shit was crazy. They were throwing tear gas at them to try and scatter them, and then they were sending.
Homeboy start busting. They looking for him now. He started busting at their ass. Remember?
Oh, who you talking about? The boy that shot at Border Patrol?
Yeah, he was shooting at their ass. They looking for him now.
Oh, they got him. They
They caught him?
I didn't see this.
No, I thought they didn't they unalive him at the scene?
No. I'm talking about at the weed farm.
Oh,
at the weed farm. They got a $50,000 reward out for that dude.
It was in California?
In California, baby.
Damn.
SA start busting at them fools.
Well, they got wild out here.
Hey, the SA said they want their country back. You're not going to run us up out of here, fool. We busting back.
Man, I pray for white folks because the Hispanics, specifically the non-white Hispanics, they're going to be the majority in this country by 2050. And they going to remember all of this shit y'all motherfucking MAGA boys put us through.
Hold on, what you mean non-white Hispanic? What is it? I thought all Hispanics was non-white.
Oh, some Hispanics think they're white.
Yeah, Argentinians,
like
mestizos, you got a lot of
Spanish people from Spain. They think they white. Yeah, but they are European. Because Spain is in Europe.
Hispanic.
Spain is in Europe. They are Europeans.
No, yeah, absolutely. But Hispanic, I think it typically refers to Latin American. Well, no, you're right, Sheldon Moore. It does include Spain as well. You're right. You're actually right. So yeah, there are white Hispanics on DubRightSide. The non-white Hispanics are specifically referring to the descendants of Mexicans, the descendants of Native Americans, the descendants of motherfuckers from Central America and large parts of South America. All of that.
Places where the slave ship stopped, Dub. Places Places where the slave ship stopped.
Exactly. I got you. I just didn't know that. I thought all Hispanics thought they were non-white.
You ain't never seen that on an application when you took your son to the doctor? You've never seen that?
It say non-white though. It don't say like Hispanic is one, non-white. Well, hold on. Hispanic and white are two totally different things. It don't say non-white Hispanic.
It say Caucasian. Hey. Don't it say Caucasian Hispanic?
Caucasian.
I ain't never seen
Caucasian.
I ain't never
Hispanic.
Seen
non-Hispanic, and then black.
Right. Yeah. Hey man, look, I just be I ain't even gonna lie to you. I just check black, so I don't be looking at all of them that closely.
I crossed the black eye and put Afro-Caribbean, respectfully.
Hey, your favorite fighter is a white Hispanic. Dub.
Who's that?
Devin Haney?
Yeah.
He white?
Canelo?
I can't stand Canelo.
How many Mexicans you seen with red hair? Blue eyes.
Canelo, he white? He considered white?
Yeah, he's of Irish descent. Yeah, it's obvious.
He's Scandinavian. Hold on. Canelo is of Irish descent?
Yes, it's obvious. Where else do you get those types of features from?
I don't see. Well, I thought the brother was from Mexico.
No, he's from Mexico, but what I'm saying is he's probably a descendant of an Irishman. That's what I'm saying, Dub.
All right. Y'all teaching me something about race and religion. I mean,
his descendants are not those wide-nosed Indians you see on the teepees. Those are not his ancestors.
I think his ancestors would be like the what you call them folk? I did a show about them. Like the Tatin, but they not Tatinos. The
Tainos.
Yeah,
Angie baby in the chat is a Taino, and she's Dominican.
The Spanish. His roots are Spanish from like Spain.
Like Tia Kwan and all them folks. I thought he would be.
No. His descendants are the motherfuckers that came over on the ship.
Okay, all right.
Who gave him?
Hold on, Brooklyn Hit obviously doesn't agree with our explanation of Hispanic, so I'm gonna drop the link for. I think that's
y'all have. And that brother said, whoever, woman, sister, brother, they said y'all ain't got no idea.
Yeah, we about to we about to go to school.
We gonna get an earful.
But Angie baby, who like I said is a Taino and a Dominican, despite whatever she might say. She said there is a difference between race and ethnicity, and they are Hispanic because they are from a country that was ruled by the Spanish, but they can be white, black, Asian, and anything else. So there you go. Hispanic is, I guess, the ethnicity, and when you say non-white, you're referring to the race.
Okay. Hey, y'all, like I said, y'all teaching me something. I ain't know none of this. I thought Hispanic, Mexican, not Korean, excuse me.
Those are nationalities.
Hispanics causing panic.
All right. Nationality, race, all of it's the same to me.
Whatever.
Hey, brother.
Yeah, what's good, y'all?
What's up, brother? How you feeling?
What's up, brother?
Y'all two know me. It's AC, bro. Stop that.
Oh, what up,
AC?
What's up, AC?
So basically, I'm indigenous. My tribe is Shinnecock, right?
Is what?
Shinnecock.
Indian, Shinnecock Indian. Yeah,
gotcha. We are the oldest.
New York City. Where they from?
What?
What part of the country are they from?
Long Island, Brooklyn, bro. New York. No, we are the oldest. We are one of the oldest indigenous tribe. Our tribe, the Shinnecock tribe, is made of the Mohegans, Poospatuck, and Shinnecock. Those were the three main tribes that really was holding New York down. If you look at Harriet Tubman's slave trade, or you go to the Brooklyn Museum, those tunnels that some of the trains ride in, those were Harriet Tubman tunnels, and my tribe was tribe that was helping to free slaves. Now, what I'm going to say is, I'm going to the point of where it was stated that there's non-whites. Let me the statement that was made about not indigenous people being non-white Spanish. I was like, wait. Did I hear that incorrectly or anything like that? Because my tribe's ancestors are the Aztec. We do, at the beginning of every powwow, we give a dance to the Aztec. Now, as far as where Canelo gets his red hair from, you have kickback in genes. That's just the way genealogy works. So you can have a kickback in the gene that goes way back to I forgot one of the early explorers. It wasn't Americo Vespucci. It was someone in that era that was saying that they.
Are you talking about the boy that went to that first contacted the Aztecs?
Yeah. I can't remember his name. His name would lose me right now.
I did a show on him too. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, but that red hair could come back simply because someone on his ship had sex with a Mexican girl, and that's where his lineage comes from. To say Canelo is other than Mexican, if he was born in Mexico, he's Mexican. Just like the way people used to try to define different things. If you're born in America, you're an American. So,
Cortez is who.
It was Cortez.
Yeah.
So with that being said, it could have been any soldier of Cortez, and Cortez was actually a Spanish European. So you will have redheads that are indigenous to Spain because it's a European country. So when you really look at it, my girl, she's from Spain and Puerto Rico. You feel what I'm saying? So she has some tendencies to, some features to where people may say, do you have white people in your family? And she's like, no, my family is from Spain. We speak Spanish. She speaks both proper Spain Spanish and she speaks Puerto Rican Spanish, which are two different languages, although they're both Latin. Just like their words.
I heard some the people over there in Spain, they call Latino Spanish, they call it nigger Spanish. Forgive me, YouTube, but yeah, that's what I've heard.
It could be. I can't say, but what I can say is,
wow,
some of the most
European,
egregious, some of the most egregious racial statements I've ever heard came from not from one race talking about another race, but within their own race. You got to hear the way Chinese people talk about each other. That shit is amazing, bro. It's like, how the fuck is it that many of y'all in the country and y'all feel that way about each other? So,
but it's always been like that, bro. Each race, our race, white folks, Mexicans, Orientals, every culture, every race is more racist against their own than they are against anybody else.
Exactly. Every race has niggas. Excuse me, YouTube. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, just to bring it full circle, when you talk if the topic was, because I just chimed in, I just sort of linked. If the topic was about this weird shit that's going on with immigration and everything, it's modern day Hitler, whatever, Hitlerism. You feel what I'm saying? And Donald Trump
fascism.
And Trump is getting the plays like the fascism part of it. The Hitler part is definitely Stephen Miller, but the other things, you got to look at each individual person. Stephen Miller, this shit has been going on since he was in high school. If you guys saw the video or the little documentary about Stephen Miller in high school and the shit that he was saying at his graduation and stuff like that, it was just crazy. Fast forward to when he was in college, this shit got even worse. Now that he's got money behind him and things like that, it's like, bro, you are the grandson of a Jewish immigrant who ran from concentration camps and things like that. And now that same man that woman ran from to give her grandkids a better opportunity, you are now asking for those same Hitler type situations or that same Adolf Hitler type fascism to happen here in the USA. Yo, your grandmother would be rolling in her grave right now, bro, if she was still alive. disown your fucking big head ass. And Trump, all of his
Is
words.
this the guy? Hold on, fellas, hold on. Is this the guy, Miller? Is this the guy talking about he's an alpha male and this, that, and the third?
No.
The
Well, I mean, he
little
might have
wimpy
said
guy
that
with the
shit.
big head. Yeah, he
Yeah.
did say he was an alpha male at one time. He did say this is the time of the out. It was him, Gorsuch. Gorsuch, and some other goofy ass dude. And I was like,
Yeah, he said this morning. I was watching the news this morning. He said Donald Trump is the greatest alpha male in American history or some shit like that.
yo, and at the end of the day, bro, it's like we have to understand as Americans, go back in history and understand why the Second Amendment was created in the first place. If you can understand why the Second Amendment was created in the first place, then you know you have every right to fight Stephen Miller's bullshit with the same type of force he's trying to bring. Because right now, all of that shit is domestic terrorism. Because we're forgetting about...
Absolutely. Out of everybody in that administration, Pete Hegseth, the retard, Pam Bondi, the fucking criminal attorney general, out of all of them, Stephen Miller is the one that terrifies me the most. And when I look at him, I see the end of America. I see the end of the beautiful, amazing social experiment where it hasn't always been perfect. It was a time that, black people were only worth 3/5 of a white person. It hasn't always been perfect, but we've made strides. We've got people forget, like, just 60 years ago, if you were black in the South and you tried to go into a white business to get a meal, bro, you could get lynched. People forget that shit was just 60 years ago.
Let's take it from... sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, and we made so much progress since then. We've had a black president. We've had we got black members of Congress. We've got multiple people of color, multiple black people and people of color on the Supreme Court. We have so many advances, and when I look at him, I see white, all that ultra white nationalism, all that fascism, talking about these groups of people don't deserve human rights. Because when you talk about removing a person's due process, that's not just a legal right, that's a human right. The right to say, this is not me. No, they're not correct. I didn't do this. When you remove that right from a person and then just send them to a fucking death camp, that's fascism. That's not America in any way, shape, form, or fucking fashion. And this motherfucker, he literally talks about it in the open. He talks about, we're looking for ways to abolish habeas corpus. Yeah. Which is right to, once again, what I just said, to say it's not me. To enter a defense plea in court. He wants to remove that right. And he's not just talking about doing it for immigrants. They're talking about doing it for all fucking folks. Everybody. Yeah. And then what they're gonna do next, they talk about it all the time. They're going to send criminals to El Salvador. And who you think it's gonna be when when Trump says homegrowns? Black people, not just fucking Hispanics. They're gonna empty us about the fucking country. They're gonna turn it into a fucking this is what I think Stephen Miller wants to do. He wants to turn this bitch into a police state. Anybody that disagrees with Trump's foreign policy or his domestic policy, get them the fuck out of here. And we don't have to present them before a judge anymore. Just get them up out of here.
When you look at history, right? You look at the Lewis and Clark exterminations. You feel what I'm saying? Because Lewis and Clark's trip was to identify indigenous tribes in places where civilization can sprout, in cities and small townships. You had to make America safe for the other Europeans who were coming in. That's what the Lewis and Clark expedition was about. Then you took these same indigenous people, you poisoned their water, mass murder. Then you put the remaining indigenous people on reservations, which did not supply the proper food, the grounds to grow food, and things like that. Indigenous people, we say we are the guardians of the land. You feel what I'm saying? So you fast forward. Then you have what happened to the Chinese when the Chinese came here. Even before the Chinese, you got to go back to the Irish and the Italians, then the Chinese, than the Japanese. You feel what I'm saying? Than the Cubans, than the Haitians. You feel what I'm saying? So this country has had a very, 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 very long history of doing fucked up shit to human beings and locking human beings up in situations to where they're either in some sort of death camp or whatever. But yet we felt, and the history books will tell us, oh, we had to do what we had to do for the Jews, for the Polish Jews and the German Jews and the Russian Jews that Hitler was trying to deal with. Okay, so if this is what you say, then now the kids, the grandkids, the great grandkids are now grown up. And I don't know what you was teaching them while you was running away from that bullshit, but you allowed them to grow up to be the Stephen Millers, to be the Ted Cruzes, to be the Millie Mouth motherfucker that's out here talking about the head of the ICE thing, who just made a statement today. He was like, yeah, if you're Spanish or you're brown and we don't like how you look, we're going to arrest you. So there's your answer right there, Marky Dan. There's your answer right there. He the director of that ICE shit, that Millie Mouth.
He talking about Tom Holman. He talking about Tom Holman.
Yeah, Tom Holman.
He said what? Say that again.
He just said that this afternoon, earlier today.
What did he say?
He said that if you're Spanish or you're brown,
brown,
and we don't like how you look, you're going to be arrested. That's grounds for you to be arrested.
Racial profiling.
So at the end of the day, if a masked man who does not have identifying marks on him and he's carrying a gun towards you and your family, that's what the hell the Second Amendment was for. Because it went all the way back to when British soldiers were trying to do that type of thing to Americans. George Washington and all of them went for that Second Amendment because they would just kidnap people and put them on British ships. And Americans were doing the same thing.
No, absolutely. And I'll let Shelton Moore and Dub, if they decide they want to tap in. If not, then I'll move on to the next topic. But just quickly, did y'all know about what happened to the Minnesota lawmaker that got unalived?
The one that got assassinated, the two others that got hurt?
Yep, by a masked, by a dude that was dressed up as a police officer wearing a mask.
Yeah. He had the car too. He had a police car, everything. Yeah, I remember.
Exactly. If it ever comes a day that I need to defend myself because I'm an American citizen, if Tom Holman says pick up anybody that's black or brown, if I need to defend myself because that is a tyrannical government, ICE cannot deport, they cannot recommend for deportation, and they cannot hold American citizens under any circumstances whatsoever. You do not have the right to put your hands on me, sir. And if it ever has to come to a day that I have to use lethal force, I'm going to, if I have an attorney, I'm gonna make sure we bring up what happened in Minnesota to that lady who opened the door believing it was a police officer when it was actually a murderer. So no, I agree with you 1,000%. And you already see some people beginning to use that type of force.
Yes.
The 3 ICE agents, they tried to grab a mother and her baby, and 20 of the neighbors came out and beat the hell out of them, and they had to call the police to come save the ICE. So it's already starting a little bit. But Dub, Sheldon, y'all got anything on that before I move on?
Yeah, like I said earlier, the one thing, and I didn't hear exactly what Tom Holman said. I know sometimes that meant respectfully, but not
always
really respectfully.
Threatening to arrest somebody. Always threatening.
I believe he said one time they don't even need probable cause, and I'm like, wait a minute, how you going to arrest somebody how you going to detain somebody without probable cause? That don't even make sense. It goes directly against the law. So, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. I was at the store the other day, and a lady asked me, she said, man, did you hear? There you go. She said, did you hear about the Haitians? I said, what happened to the Haitians? She said, oh, no, they put their hands on ICE. They put their hands on them. So, hey,
I'm not surprised by that, Dub, because they're sending them back to Haiti, where it's a literal hellhole. Motherfuckers getting gunned down in the streets by the truckloads. They ain't going back.
Yeah, I just watched a video where they went into the office and the apartment and took a Haitian dude and stuff like that, and took one Haitian guy just out of his job. He was at work, and everybody in the office is like, "What's going on?" I saw a video just within the last 24 hours. The ICE agent body slammed a woman who was almost 60 years old, and the big burly black dude grabs her by her hair and he punching her.
Hold on, he punching the old lady?
Yeah, because she won't put her hand behind her back.
Wait, hold on. ICE body slammed a 60-year-old lady?
I ain't see that,
bro. That's not the first time that happened, my guy. A lot of these.
I know that they
San Antonio right now is on fire.
I know they beat up that one Marine, the Marine Corps veterans' fathers. I know they did that to that guy. I didn't know they out there body slamming old ladies.
Yes, they are, bro. This is the third one. This is the third old lady that they done body slammed. Now,
wow.
San Antonio is on fire right now because now that that flood done cleared, where everyone is going to get help. Guess what these punk ass ICE agents are doing? They're going to the help and crisis centers and snatching immigrants who haven't eaten, who haven't probably done anything, but you're going to the most vulnerable places. These are not the criminals. These are not the rapists and the murderers that you told us. Going to a car wash. I don't know criminals and rapists and murderers who decide to go get a job.
Didn't you hear what Stephen Miller said when he brought the senior members of ICE to a meeting a couple months ago? And they told him, because Trump said we're going after the criminals, they told Stephen Miller the same thing. We're going after the criminals. And Stephen Miller said, what do you mean you're going after criminals? No, I want you in front of Home Depot. I want you in front
Home
of
Depot.
He said this, Dub. He said this. He said this.
Depot?
Yes.
That's why.
Like these people, like it's shocking how evil they they're such good villains. Like
Home
they're
Depot?
the perfect villains.
Hey, listen, I say this respectfully. I used to work right across the street from a Home Depot when I when in Atlanta at least, and I ain't gonna lie to you. You see folks will come through there with their trucks. You know what I'm saying? The Hispanics run out there, raise their hands, they be ready to go.
Day laborers. These are day laborers.
But get what? They do some good work. They do some
some of the best work, bro. I pick up day laborers when I need restaurant cleared out. Demolition dudes.
Man, my uncle, you know what I'm saying, he run got his own little construction business, you know what I'm saying, laying bricks, roofing, those type of things. And he told me, he said, and he used to try to hire us, you know what I'm saying, hire the people, black folks specifically. Had his brother named Pee Wee from New York, you know, hired them. He said, man, these damn Mexicans out here, they doing great work. I'm talking about they come in, all they want you to do is pay them honestly, and they gonna do the job the best they can do. And they gonna work hard for it. When my mom and them, when I was a kid, my mom and them, they were having a house built. Mom and my stepdad, me and my stepdad, we go out there. Some Mexicans out there at the site, you know what I'm saying? We sat down, they threw the tortilla on the fire for us, you know what I'm saying? While they was eating, they gave us a little bit too. You know what I'm saying? Here y'all go. And it wasn't nothing but love. So, I mean, I'm just saying, that's ridiculous right there. That's ridiculous.
Man, listen, Dub, if you down in Atlanta,
AC, get your last point on this topic. Then I got to move on. I want to talk about the Palestinians. We got to get out of here.
Oh yeah. So I just wanted to say to Dub.
Yeah, go ahead.
When I lived in Atlanta, you know, and I lived in Gwinnett County, right?
Okay.
I used to drive down the service road on the side, and I used to always pass this road, Tilly Mill Road.
I know. Exactly.
And they used to be the day laborers right there on Tilly Mill Road, because it's a quickie mark that's like maybe another 50 feet from that road and stuff like that. So the day laborers used to always hang out right there, and I used to see trucks pick them up constantly. But go ahead, that's all I wanted to say.
No, and that's another place. So where I was working at the time, you had a Home Depot, and then you had a Quick Trip right around the corner. You know what I'm saying? And the Quick Trip, you have day laborers sitting out there, like you said, and folks, they just pull up. You know what I'm saying? They make the deal right there on the spot, most of the time it be you know, you got one person talking for about 3 of them, but they kind of make that deal, and then you pay. They gonna do the work, and it don't matter what the work is. They find a way to get it done.
Most def. Prayers for all those people going through that situation. As a matter of fact, I know a lady that's going through an immigration proceeding right now. So prayers for all those people. That's really stressful, especially with this administration in office. But before we get out of here, Dub and AC, I wanted to touch on this topic. What's happening in Pat? We just touched on some when we talked about the Native Americans. We talked about genocides. We talked about ethnic cleansing. We talked about what happened with the Jews and the Holocaust, and what the Nazis did to them. Now we are dealing with a modern day genocide and ethnic cleansing over there in Palestine. Israel's defense minister, Israel Katz, has put forth a proposal which is strongly backed by Bibi Netanyahu, as well as many of his cabinet heads, to relocate Gaza's entire population to a, quote, humanitarian city built on Rafah's ruins. So for those of you who don't know where Rafah is a city in southern Israel, which some Palestinians and Arabs used to live there. They bombed it out. It's ruins now. It's ruins.
Blew it to smithereens.
Dust and rubble.
Yes, and now they flattened it twice over. Now they plan to take initially 600,000 Palestinians, remove them from Gaza, and then push them into Rafah. As they enter this zone, they're going to go through security screenings to ensure they are not Hamas operatives, with eventual goal of housing 2.1 Gazans there. Palestinians would not be allowed to leave.
2.1 million? Hold on, 2.1 million Gazans?
Yes. There's currently 2.1 million Gazans in there's 2.1 million people in Gaza. They're trying to get all of them up out of there because they want the settlers to move in and occupy the land and begin rebuilding without Arabs and Palestinians there. But the Palestinians, sorry, I lost my train of reading.
My apologies.
The Palestinians would you good, Dub. It happens to me sometimes. But the Palestinians would not be allowed to leave, and the Israeli military would be in charge of securing the perimeter. So essentially, this is a concentration camp.
Don't forget the curfew
concentration camp that they're pushing the Palestinians into, and then they're telling them you can't leave. And this is actually a smaller area of land than Gaza. So they're gonna pack them into this area and hold them at gunpoint. And now they're also saying they will be allowed to leave at some point once they go through what's the word I'm looking for?
Anti-jihad.
Jihadification, which is basically a fallback to denazification. This is the same thing the Soviets were doing with re-education camps when they would throw you up there in the gulags and you wouldn't be allowed to leave until you were a good communist. This is the same shit they were doing when they were loading planes and taking them to death camp. Trains and taking them out to the death camps. These people are out of order.
Yeah, no.
And Trump is gonna back this shit because Bibi nominated him for a Nobel Peace Prize. Go ahead, fellas.
So basically, go ahead, Dub.
No, it's all you. You got it.
I was basically gonna say, if people have been following what's been going on in Israel, I work in kosher, so I got like a whole ear to the ground to a lot of this, which then put me on to actual Israeli news and all other things like that. This was offered before the war started. This is one of the tipping points that made Hamas attack, because they were like, no. We were willing to negotiate. You were supposed to be negotiating with us for two state. For a two state. We were going to take Gaza. At first, they only wanted them to have half of Gaza, or a portion of Gaza, and they was like, no. We're not going to negotiate that. So those negotiations fell apart. So the Palestinians have always been looking to stay in Gaza, because that's the thing that got Omar in trouble when she made the quote of the song From the River to the Sea. It's also a black hymn song when it goes back to slavery and stuff like that. That's how old that song is and that saying is. You feel what I'm saying? Because Black Americans, that people read "There Is a River" by Vincent Harding, that's one of the things that's actually in the opening of the book. It tells you that song. But basically, that's what the Palestinians were trying to negotiate. When Bibi Netanyahu put that I'm brain farting like a MF right now, but he put this guy in charge, and this guy's sole purpose was to say, I believe so. His sole purpose, which he got in trouble for by world councils and all of this other stuff for the egregious things that he was saying about the Palestinians, and his whole goal was like a Stephen Miller. Let's just destroy him. If we destroy him, then they have no claim to the land. So that was his goal. And then Netanyahu brought on 2 more people in the cabinet like that. That was one of his generals, and I probably next time I come on, I should be a whole lot more prepared, so I could just drop the names so people can understand, because you can go back to Hassan Medahi, when Medahi had the debate with the same guy that I'm talking about, with the guy who was appointed to the general, and the other guy who was taken, who got in trouble for some of the egregious things he was saying when he first came into office. So when you look at that, and then you look at the retaliation, and then you listen to what their statement was, this is no different than what Donald Trump is trying to do with Mexicans in the deportation. And you're not even deporting them back to their country. You're sending them to prison, to where in El Salvador, to where that guy said the only way they will leave here is in body bags. So when you're dealing in that type of stuff like that, and you're looking at an ethnic cleansing, and you're hearing the actual people of Israel do not agree with Netanyahu. He is so far underwater. It's like maybe 7%, and these are the weirdo 7% that agree with what he's doing. The rest of the country does not agree with what he's doing.
My bad for cutting you off. I'm gonna let you continue.
Go ahead. No, I'm good.
Cooking. No, Bibi and Netanyahu. No, I just want to add a quick point. Bibi Netanyahu just survived a no confidence vote from his cabinet and parliament by the skin of his teeth, just before the Iran attack. So no, his position is not strong.
They're trying to get him out of there.
And he understands he has to get him up out of there, or else they're gonna get him up out of here.
And that's why, if you notice lately, Bibi Netanyahu has been aligning himself heavily with Putin.
So I just want to say, and can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
You go ahead.
I think we talked about this last time, Marky, but I disagree with, I ain't gonna say damn everything Netanyahu stand for, damn everything he done did. Like I told you before, I think the man is a war criminal. So for him to put this guy that y'all are speaking on, for that to be the case, I'm not surprised at all. The other thing is that the same way, even when, you know what I'm saying, the whole Gaza situation first started, one of the things that I heard so much is that they're not even allowing real reporters in, you know what I'm saying, to really speak on the situation. This is some of the most nonsense that we've seen. And if it, once again, Netanyahu, the man, he's clearly, it's not all there, you know what I'm saying? And I agree 100% with what AC said as far as him aligning himself with Putin to some degree. I agree with that. I think it's horrendous. And I want to see how, I hate to say it this way. I don't mean it this way. I really don't want to see how it plays out. But I want to see how all this plays out because, man, at some point in time, man, somebody got to step in and be like, nah, man, we're not going to just keep allowing this stuff to happen. I remember they had, what's the girl named Thunberg. They on a mission over there to take supplies to the people of Palestine, and some type of way Israel captured a ship and locked them up. And I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. When do we? What are we doing? What the hell is going on? I mean, it's getting ridiculous. And shout out to Angie, baby. Hey, this world, hey, it's a scary place right now. That's a fact.
For sure. For sure.
Dub, the problem is ain't nobody gonna do nothing because they have nukes, which they're very secretive about. They don't tell anybody about their nuclear program. But ain't nobody,
and for some reason, Iran has to, and everybody want to check on them, but nobody check on Israel. It makes no sense.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm also gonna piggyback off of what you said about nukes. I don't know if y'all watch the military channel, but every year, like
me and my dad raised me on the military channel.
Go ahead. So then you'll know this show that I'm talking about. Almost every year, or maybe every 3 years, they have this world competition with some of the best units, like the top elite units have this type contest, and it's a shooting contest. Guess who won that jump off 3 years in a row? You talking about taking down Navy SEAL 6, you talking about MI6, you talking about all these elite military groups that have snipers that broke world records. They have zero accuracy when it comes to the Israel military. These dudes is extra dangerous.
And we said earlier,
U.S. soldiers go get training from the Israel military.
We kind of spoke on this point a little earlier when we were talking about Mossad and how people think the CIA and MI6 and all these folks is good. Man, Mossad is they the top of it in the world. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing. I don't even understand their military program. That's how secretive and out of order it is, in my personal opinion. They got a golden dome from the United States before the United States got a golden dome for the United States. Make it make sense.
Because Israel gets billions globally. If you go back to when Israel made its claim to take Palestine, you had France, England, the US wasn't involved, but they were giving them money. So Israel's been getting money globally heavily. And I think they get a reparation from Germany because of the Holocaust.
Let me ask you, and I always ask this question: what is people's undying loyalty to Israel about? What is this about?
Religion, my guy.
Hold on, but these are the same people, biblically speaking. These are the same people, biblically speaking, that tell you, "I know," or something to the effect that, "I know ye who claim to be Jews that are in the synagogue," or something like, I don't know. I can't remember the exact quote from Revelations. But I know, man, you're not the real people from that land.
Abraham, bro. Just go back. Abraham is the starter of, he's supposed to be the father of monolithic religion when it comes down, because Muslims have a Jesus, they have an Adam and Eve, Jews have an Adam and Eve, and Christians have an Adam and Eve. All of that type of stuff comes from the teachings of Abraham. So at the end of the day, the loyalty is, if I'm Christian, if I'm Catholic, no matter what, that's the holiest of holy lands.
Man,
and that's just the way you got to look at it, bro.
Even I disagree with Hitler.
You can't let the Holy Land fall.
But I disagree with with the majority of Hitler's theology, everything he did. I don't really believe in unaliving folks in general. One of the things he also said though is, man, these people right here, when he was perpetrating the crimes that he perpetrated, he said, man, these people, they left the land black, then they came back white. And I say that respectfully. I don't mean no disrespect to any white folks, but that's what Hitler said. Even then, he knew the truth, that these people weren't the people of that land. And so these Ashkenazi Jews, I just feel like, man, people got to be smarter than this. And to sit here and perpetrate this nonsense and act like these people are something special, it's ridiculous, man. And then to support, instead of just saying, okay, well, we think these people are so special. No, what you're saying is now, and we're going to support them when they commit atrocities against others. If they're so religious, and religion is the reason, This is the last thing that they should be doing. The last thing.
Yeah, Zionism is it's not about it's not about Judaism. It's not a religious it's not religion. It's not about religion at all whatsoever. It's about ideology, and it's about nationalism. It's about ethnic nationalism. They believe that what Ashkenazi Jews, I think it's specifically for white European Jews, for boys that were living in Germany when a lot of those Zionist organizations started in the 1890s. They were trying to get the hell up out of there, and later on Hitler, he tried to help them get the hell up out of there to Palestine. And the British, they were like AC said, the British and the French, they were pumping money into those groups. And the British, they had a mandate from the League of Nations after World War I, after they Palestine and the land of Israel from the fucking Ottomans. That became their mandate. That was their land. And then after I'm not sure if there was a time limit on it or whatever, the mandate ran out and they had to pull back. And all that was left were the Zionist paramilitary groups. And then you had the poor, foolish Palestinians who were welcoming these people into their homes. And then the next day they showed up with fucking guns, machine gunning villages, pushing them into the fucking Gaza Strip.
Yeah, because they tried to classify them as nomadic people, although this so-called nomadic people actually built the city. It was the most prosperous. Early Israel, those were the nomadic people. You feel what I'm saying? Palestinians had a home. They had a real land. They had built real cities. They did everything to post World War I. They were doing everything that they could, or let me just say post World War I. They were doing everything that they had to do to make themselves a sustainable community in the same one of the first sustainable cities in that region. But because they saw all of the resources, like Israel sits on tons and tons of resources. That's why everything in the Middle East you're trying to make deals with, because you have minerals, you have so much there. You feel what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, it's the policies are not policies. They're just money grabs at land and resources. And the policy is if you allow me to do this egregious thing to these people, I'll give you this on the side or on top of that if you just continuously turn the cheek. And that's the type of things that happen. That's what got Ronald Reagan fucked up. You feel what I'm saying? When back then you used to deal with guerrillas and insurgents. Now they just claim them as terrorists and terroristic organizations, and they give them, they have them coming up with these weird names like ISIL and, all of this other stuff. But post World War I, governments were paying to overthrow governments, to put the right government you wanted in because you wanted those resources in the industrial age. Now all of that shit is coming to pass, and it's time to pay the piper. And when you got to pay the piper, there's a lot of hatred and vengeance that people look at, because all of this money destroyed their lives, destroyed everything that they've ever believed in. And you're talking about generational destruction.
No, absolutely, AC. That whole
it's a different conversation with boxing, ain't it, bro?
It's crazy. That's crazy work, though, man. And the good thing, this is why I love what we do, because, hey, I always tell you, every time I'm on this show, especially with my brother Marky AC, you got to join more often. We need you up here, because I love the history lesson that we get, and being able to. Hey, I love talking boxing. Now, y'all know that. But also, man, just having real conversation and understanding what we going through in the world right now.
Because one conversation is based on objective opinion, and the other conversation is based on historical fact and current event facts.
Right.
So it's two different things. So for me, like I kept on saying on all the panels, listen, my thing the thing that I'm good at, the thing that you know, you look at tabs when I open social media pages and stuff like that, it's all either some scientific shit or some political stuff. You feel what I'm saying? I even watch some of the weird guys that are coming out, and these might be the future new terrorist dudes, and I'm just hearing their early arguments and stuff like that, and says, how does this type of stuff get built? Like, how do these movements start? And just by watching this guy, I think he's Egyptian. Just by watching his videos, it's like, yeah, that's how it's done. Wow. Okay.
That's incredible.
When you talk about, I mean, you talked about it right there, generational trauma. Like when you see when you've been pushed out of your home by people that you were just welcoming the other day, and they're unaliving your family members, and they're telling you that you're worth nothing but dirt. You don't have the right to self-determination. You don't have the right to you don't have the right to nothing. It's pretty much a prison state. And then they sit up there and they'll say, well, we haven't been occupying Gaza since 2006. We've already pulled out. They say they're not occupying them, but they control all the fuel that goes into Gaza. They control all the food that goes in.
Water. Okay,
they're occupying them from their coastline and from the land. And not only that, they're foreign ministers. Not only that, when a Palestinian child is born, the child has to be registered in the Israeli health ministry.
Yeah.
Okay, they have to be registered over there. On top of the fact, the foreign minister for Palestine has to get permission from fucking Israel to leave the country. This is before October the 7th. Like, these people I don't want to call them the Nazis of my time, but they are some evil, genocidal, fascist fucking Jews. Or excuse me, Jewish people.
They ain't the true Jews.
And then the thing that fucked me up even more, bro, AC, most of them that are over, most of those settlers over there, they're from Brooklyn. They're from your neck of the woods. They're not even from there, DubRightSide.
I'm gonna keep it a beam with you.
They have this pride, like they own this fucking land, as they're murdering little kids, as they're unaliving little kids to get that land. Like, the shit like it boils my blood to a new level, because, and I don't know if I told you this, my mother came from Grenada. Okay, she came during the Mongoose Gang times, and if you don't know what that is, look up Mongoose Gang. That was during the time when the Prime Minister and Parliament of Grenada, after the British pulled out and gave us independence, the Prime Minister had his own secret police. Yeah, and they would disappear people. They would assault women. They would kidnap. They would murder people in broad daylight.
Unalive.
My apologies.
Go in your house in front of your family. You're sitting at the dinner table just because you made a comment about someone and someone snitched you out. Go in there, snatch you from the dinner table. That's
exactly what happened.
Take you to the front door and blow your brains out by the side of the military truck. Bro, there is video of them doing that out there. Video.
My mother's story is even worse, because when the Mongoose Gang came to her house and they busted down the door, she was hiding under the bed with my older aunt, and they beat the hell out of my uncle and dragged him up out of the house. To this day, they still don't know what happened to him. There's never been any record of them grabbing him. And she got the fuck up out of Grenada the very next month. Yeah, she got up out of there on a boat to the U.S. Virgin Islands. So I cannot stand injustice in any form. But when you have injustice on top of genocide, like, no, I can't. Like, that fuck just take me to a whole nother level. And then
next one, my
retards that will actually justify it as fuck.
For real, bro. Hey, listen, man, it was a great conversation, man. I'll definitely pull up a lot more. Listen, I'm going to put my number in the private chat.
AC, before you get up out of here, you see the thumbnail. What's your thoughts?
Talk to us about real quick.
Epstein situation, bro.
I'm glad you asked that, Marky. I was gonna ask
Yo,
you before you left.
That's actually crazy because I never believed that he committed suicide. I was telling my girl, I said, listen, the minute they lock this man up, he ain't gonna live 2 weeks. He ain't gonna live 2 weeks. And then they showed a videotape of everything, and Epstein is that the two doors you see are not even the cell. Then there's the minute gap. Now, when it comes down to this client list, I'm not gonna say I believe it was actually a client list. It was more maybe like a journal. So if anybody wanted to fuck him over, just like Michael Trump's lawyer, what's the name, kept those recordings. He's like, yeah, I'm dealing with crazy, fucked up people. In case they want to try to do some shit to me, I got proof. I got receipts. So Jeffrey Epstein knew that type of thing is not going to last forever when it comes down to looking at all the actors and other prominent people who are going down during the whole Me Too movement. You feel what I'm saying? So he wanted to protect himself. Do I believe there were Democrats and Republicans on that in that journal or whatever? You better believe it, bro. Absolutely. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? Because I've seen plenty of Democrats here in New York pull off major levels of corruption. Look at Eric Adams. Look at Cuomo. You feel what I'm saying? Look at Dinkins, who just stole a whole new term. Just rewritten New York laws and said, yeah, I'm going to do a whole new term. Ain't nothing y'all could do about it. And then when I do this whole new term, I'm going to give carte blanche to basically every Jew, because this is a special year for us when it comes down to prosper. And it was a deal that went way back to something that was supposed to happen that Donald Trump did that was like biblical or whatever. He tried to get favor with them. But once this thing happened, then it was a time clock for a prosperous blah with Jews. A Jewish dude told me this. He said, this is why I own so much property, because this thing Bloomberg did. And then he told me the history behind it. So it's not like I'm talking negative about them or saying, this is just what was stated as one of these things that's supposed to have been accomplished if this embassy went back to Jerusalem or Israel or however you want to call it. Now, at the end of the day, Epstein was the worst of the worst. I don't shed any tears because he was killed in prison or he was forced to hang himself or whatever it is. And at the end of the day, I think the world's a much, much better place. Now, outside of that, I'm loving how they trying to cover this up, and MAGA people are finally saying, wait. Trump, we let things rock. We kind of
let the Iran shit go.
Yeah, we let the Iran shit go. We let the fact that you buried Ivana Trump in your front yard or your backyard or your side yard, and you
whoa, I didn't know that. Whoa.
Yes.
He did what?
Ivanka Trump is buried. Is
I didn't even know Ivanka Trump was dead.
Hold on, I think you're talking about the wrong person.
No, the wife, Ivana or Ivanka Trump's his daughter, her mother, her body is buried in Mar-a-Lago in the yard.
Is it?
Yes, bro.
I didn't know that.
You can Google that right now.
I'm not saying you're lying. I'm not saying you're lying.
He said that during during his first administration. That was something he was touting, that her body was there. If you know that whole story, this is why.
I didn't even know Ivana Trump died. That shit is crazy.
No, he did. This is why Eric Trump hated him up until the time he started running for president. This is why Eric and Don Trump was like, fuck that dude. You feel what I'm saying? So
I remember he treated despite the fact that he probably cheated on her over 1,000 times, probably with a couple underage women on Epstein Island, I still think he treated Ivana good, at least in the public eye.
He beat the shit out of her, and Eric and Don testified.
He
would come in there close fists because he had a bad day and just cold cock Ivanka. You feel what I'm saying? And then rape her on some like Tina Turner shit. Tina and Ike Turner shit.
I gotta look this up,
bro. Look it all up, bro. That's why they didn't want the Trump book to come out.
Go ahead.
This is why they didn't want the Trump book to come out, nor the Trump documentary, nor the Trump movie, bro. Because it don't look good for this man, bro.
Well, the guy that says women, you just walk up to them and they let me do it. I'll walk up to a woman and I'll grab them by the you know what. A guy who can say something like that, beating the hell out of a woman and then raping her. I mean, that's not really too far of a stretch, if you ask me.
Exactly. And the dude who wrote the little reporter dude who knew this information when he was interviewing Donald Trump, but didn't tell the news people, but saved it for his book.
He died. Did he die?
No, he's alive. And
he's
he's going back and he's trying to reinsert himself because he took a lot of hit and criticism. Like, yo, if you were sitting on all this information way before Donald Trump was running in 2016, why didn't you say something? He was like, oh, I was saving it for my book. This is when Morning Joe had balls. They looked at him and said, you know what? Joe Scarborough, and he was like, get up and get the hell out. Just get the hell out. You feel what I'm saying? They wasn't feeling him because they was like, look, you just did the country a disservice because you don't want us to know who he really is because you wanted to profit off of it. But, that's the whole thing with Jeffrey Epstein. And for me, it's like Trump, at the end of the day, even if there is no list, there is the testimony of the young girls who in those testimonies, Donald Trump is listed. He's listed as co-conspirator A.
And there were recordings. They admit that they have recordings, but nobody's going to be
having sex with these girls.
Well, one of the girls in the Ghislaine Maxwell trial did testify that Jeffrey introduced her to Trump at Mar-a-Lago, but she didn't allege any sexual misconduct. So we don't have none of that on the record, but I don't know.
No, none of like the sexual misconduct stuff with him and Jeffrey Epstein. None of that is that on public record unless they release the testimonies of these little girls, the girls that they did interview.
All right, so real quick, and I apologize. I got to call these next two fights on this card. But damn it, Marky, I think we need to try to start doing Fridays and Sundays. What you think about that?
No, most def.
Because it'd be so much information that we got to get into. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would like that. We do a Friday news stream to wrap up the week, and then we do Sunday stream to begin the week. I wouldn't mind that at all. But thank you, AC, for coming through. I appreciate you so much, my brother.
My number's right there, so y'all could text me. Y'all could text me right there.
You put your number in the private chat?
Yeah. If you want my email, if you want to send me a link or whatever, I'll put that in the private chat too.
Most definitely. I appreciate you so much, fam. Thank you for coming through. Thank you to the beautiful Angie baby in the chat. That's my girl right there. I love her. Thank you, V, for coming through. Shelton Moore, everybody. Who else came through in this? B3 Picks, D Free, John McSmithers, BVO, Bruce Gass, everybody that came through. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. If you're still here, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and we are off. Well, actually,
right
Doug,
there,
do you have any final words before we head off to go watch?
It's right there. I put everything right there in the private chat.
Hey, I just texted my brother. Man, salute to Marky, man, the young historian, for always being a gracious host. You know what I'm saying, allowing me to get mine off. You know what I'm saying. And shout out to AC. Shout out to Uncle Shelton as well. You know what I'm saying. And like I said, we got to do it more. We need to have these conversations because, I love politics. You know what I'm saying. And really, like I said earlier, I was wrong. I ain't scared to admit when I'm wrong. And in this situation, it seemed like I was very out of order with some of the things I thought about Trump. So hey, we're going to see what happened. We'll see what happens.
Most definitely.
I got you, bro. Who's that, you, Doug? 3?
Yeah, that's me. I just,
All
hey,
right, I got you.
478.
All right,
I just texted you.
I got you.
But yeah, man. Once again, thanks to everybody for coming through. We're out. We're off to watch the boxing. Go meet us at BVO Boxing or.
No, it's on me. It's on me. Yeah, it's on me.
Okay, yeah, my bad. Go if you're still in the chat. Go meet us over there at Dub, man. We finna watch some boxing. We're finna go watch the trilogy.
Shout out to Shadeja Green, man. Shadeja Green just beat Savannah Marshall.
What?
I thought it was going to be an 8th round stoppage by Shadeja, but it was a split decision. Shout out to Shadeja, man. Shout out to her. Hell of a win. Hell of a win.
Hey, good for her.
All right, man. Peace, people.
Yeah, man. Peace.